one more question I want to solve in Python. And that is what, as I told you, that these are all free classes. Okay, conducted thrice of a week. Okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to support the poor students, especially residing in rural areas of throughout the world. So under my Lakshmi Narayan Krishna Foundation, Survey Reddy Mongolia, AP, India. Okay, so now let us try to understand. You can contact my number on 9110398650. Okay, so you can write the number also, so that if anybody wants to contact with me, 9110398650. Apart from them, if you want special focus on paid classes, so they can also be conducted. Okay, it doesn't matter. So 9110398650. So the question is that design a class student with instance variables name and grade. Okay, include a class variable school underscore name that holds the name of the school shared by all students. Here what we need to do, first of all, we need to create a class name is student with keyword. So let us start the coding like in Python. First of all, create the class. So class with the class keyword name class student. Always class name must be started with capital letter. Then after colon, don't forget that. After that, if you don't want to write any statements, please keep pause, otherwise it will give error. So then after you want to start any instructions, so remove this pause statement and write the instructions. So class created. Then after, class with instance variables name and grade. Okay, instance variables, for instance variables we need to create the initialization method, init method. Okay, so include a class variable school underscore. Class variable always will be written inside of class and outside of the method. That class variable is equal school underscore name. That is what your class variable always will be written inside of the class, and that is class variable is declared, so a value to be assigned as per your any string. Chaitanya is my class school name. So already many times I told you that whenever class name is declared, that can be shared with all objects, okay, of class, all instances of the class. Class variable can be shared with all instances of the class. Instance means objects of the class. Okay, now, and I told you that class name will be written inside of class, outside of method. So class name school underscore name is a class name, it is a class variable. Okay, now this class variable can be shared by all students. Okay, all students means depend upon how many objects you want to create for this student class. Student is a class. The student may have many objects: Rahul, Ramesh, Swati, Priya, so many objects. In the class, how many objects are there? So first of all, let me this class student, it is to be created with instance variables name and grade. Instance variables, for creation of instance variables we need to create underscore method, initialization method. Many times I told you the initialization method will be used to, it is used to, for what purpose? The initialization method will be used to assign the values to objects. Okay, object properties. So this is the initialization method. Now under this method, instance variables, how many? Name and grade. So first parameter must be self, and then whatever you can keep any parameters, name and grade. Parameters, variables, all are same. Name, grade are called here variables. Okay, parameters all are same, but here these are instance variables. Instance variables, why? Because instance variables they will be shared with all objects. Okay, they will be used along with the instance variables will be used along with all objects. Okay, instance variables, they are the object variables. Okay, now inside of this initialization method, now you need to write what the indentation is very important, huh? Now self dot, how can we access these instance variable? Self dot name is equal to name. Okay, this is very important. Next, self dot grade is equal to grade. What do you mean of this? These instance variables, they can be accessed by self parameter. Okay, that is the first parameter. So now your constructor created, then after now now if I want to get all that these instance variables, so what I need to do here, I need to create an object. Is what object for, I told you that many objects can be created for what? So object is equal to what? Object created. I told you that many objects can be created for class. Class is a blueprint, by that we can create many objects. Object created for what? Student. Okay, student. Okay, student is a class name. Now what happened? Try to understand here. Now if I want to get all that variables, okay, all the instance variables, that instance variables, they whenever if I want to share instance variable along with objects. Okay, so let us see how. First of all, at this moment, suppose if I want to, here we can do one thing, either I need to create a method here, okay, separate method, and by calling of that method I can get all the details. Okay, otherwise I can do one function here. I can use one function here that is called string function, that is called string str. String function mostly used for what purpose? If I want to represent the object as a string, okay, so that moment this string function will be used. So self parameter compulsory, then after colon, now come down here. So now this string function, whenever you use string function, return keyword must be compulsory, then after you can use the print statement here. That print statement, either you can use formatted string here, formatted string, okay, then afterward under this formatted string you can call in flower braces all of that instance variables like self dot name. Okay, self dot name. Okay, next one more, if you want to use one more, that is self dot grade. Self dot grade. Okay, now object is created. Okay, object is created. Now whenever you want to call that object, so how can we call that object? That is very simple. So you call that object as print bracket. You can directly call the object. Okay, print bracket object. Object is what? Name, obj. So this moment, so it asks for what? At string function, somewhat gap we have given, so remove that gap. String function, no any white space is required here. So object student, indentation error in which line? Line 15th. Line 15th indentation, you have given one in small one space, don't use that space. Now your indentation error in line 16th also, remove this indentation. Okay, no indentation required here. So now that positional arguments missing for where student dot initialization, for this initialization method, two required positional argument. That positional arguments we need to pass whenever constructor created for the object. Within this, for name, keep a string here, Vasu, and grade, his grade is also, it is a strings like A grade. Okay, so now what happened, you are getting, this is the result. So what happened here, try to understand, you are getting the result. Okay, but before this formatted string, we will use some words text here, string here, that is what name equal to self dot name comma, and grade equal to like this. Okay, now see, so name is equal to Vasu, grade is equal to A. So but question is, in our question, design a class student. So student class created with instance variables. In 8th line, instance variables name, grade created inside of your constructor method. Okay, and one class variable school underscore name declared inside of the class and assigned with the value Chaitanya. This Chaitanya value, it is commonly to be shared because students has a college name, otherwise company employees has a company's same name, Infosys, one company name, one college name. So this Chaitanya is a common name for all students. The Chaitanya is it is to be shared by all students. So how can we share? This is here, comma, you do one thing, like you keep in self braces, flower braces, call that variable school name Chaitanya, call that as a class variable. Okay, because it is a class, not instance variable. Class dot school underscore name, understood that. So before this, keep as what, school name, one text here, school equal to. Okay, now here see what happened, f string invalid syntax, class dot school underscore name, class dot underscore name. Why? Because our class name is not class, student, so call with student. Understood that. Now come to the point. See, now student name is Vasu, grade A, school Chaitanya. If one more object created, how many school objects are there in the class? One more object. So one more student, like one more object, student name, maybe somewhat. Okay, Rahul. Okay, this object created for student class. That student name is what? Take any name like what, your Rahul. Okay, Rahul is one more object, and his grade is what? His grade, suppose A2 grade. Okay, now that moment, if you call the object 2 again, object print bracket object 1, so one more object that is being called. That moment, another print statement here, object changed. Object is what? Rahul, grade A2, school Chaitanya. The Chaitanya is the common property that will be shared with all of the objects. Every time whenever you call any object, that school name is common for all the students, teachers, instructors, professors, lecturers, HODs, admin staff, maintenance, whomever, all of them. That